How long does it take them to deliver the stuff?
10 minutes.
So where the hell are they, Sergeant?
Red GTI approaching. 2 heavies, copy them, go.
Yes?
Wait.
It's got to be.
Attack, attack, attack!
On place! Drop the bags! Drop the bags! Walk towards me! Get out! Turn around! Get out! Drop! Put your hand behind your head! Spread it! Spread it!
Great result. I think there may have been a mistake, gentlemen.
The information we had was solid, sir.
So how come we end up making prize brats of ourselves?
It was your show, Ian. You checked Ted's sources. Don't try and stick this one on us.
This is just about what I expected. Another bloody shambles, right? This whole operation has been a bloody shambles.
Someone stepped on his toes.
The stakeout we had this morning was a washout. The blaggers didn't show.
You do surprise me, Ted. We've had this with the robbery squad before, Ma'am. Set up, waiting, total blank.
This gang have had a tip-off.
Smells like that to me, too. Someone's been sending them postcards.
You suggesting somebody's leaking?
And I'll lay odds it's coming from the robbery squad.
The simpler explanation, whether you want to hear it or not, Ted, is that your information was duff.
No, Ma'am. They were planning a hit, I'm sure of it.
I'm with Ted. On Saturday, we had 2 high-powered motors nicked, both within an hour of each other.
And that's exactly how it's gone down, every time. Before each job, they set themselves up with 2 quality motors, a getaway and a switch. That's exactly this gang's MO.
Okay. Do some legwork on it, Ted. Let's see if we can salvage something from this morning's fiasco.
A pensioner gets kicked to death and they start counting the pennies.
It's the age of the accountant, Mike.
I'd better get lucky, hadn't I?
Gov.
Mike,
Morning.
I got waylaid by Brownlow.
have a good weekend.
Yeah, great.
Thanks for that computer game, by the way. Went down a bomb. David spent his whole birthday playing with it.
Pleasure.
So what's this?
Dashwood's come up with a trace on the deceased's granddaughter to Cardiff. She's described the ring that the youth ripped off the old man's finger. Could be a break.
Let's hope so. Okay, jewelers, pawn
I've
shops.
sent Dashwood to get a list.
Get Burnside to coordinate that.
Oh, if I can find him.
We're getting bogged down with this one, Chris. Let's see if we can wrestle it out of the mud, shall we?
Right.
Are you interested?
Yeah, it might be. You got anything else? I'm looking for something with a bit more poke.
Ah, you'll have to ask the governor. He's over there.
Who's that with him?
Dunno. It's a nice motor, this.
Yeah, it's a bit pricey, you know.
Yeah, I know. That's Mr. Rooney's trouble. He won't come down Hackney.
Uh-huh.
You know, I sometimes wonder how he makes a living. He ain't sold a car since he sent me on 3 months back.
Yeah, well, I think I better leave it then. Sierra Oscar 5.
Yes, Ted.
The blue Passat's going to come out of there in a minute. I want you to pull out gently and follow it.
Sierra Oscar, you receiving me?
Do a license check for me on a blue Passat. Hotel 36 Echo Bravo Delta. You recognize him? You should. Now, this photograph was circulated about a month ago. He's got form for armed robbery up in Manchester. He's a top-notch villain.
And you spotted him outside some garage.
Could be worth a spin.
This should go to the robbery squad.
You give it to them, Ma'am. You could be kissing it out the window.
Maybe, but I can't make a decision on the basis of rumour, Frank.
Someone is leaking from somewhere. They've got to be best favourite.
Unless this team's getting its tip-off from somebody a little closer to home.
Are you suggesting that someone at Sunhill's at it, Ted?
I'm just saying... I don't know.
Excuse me, ma'am. Sir, Superintendent Meadows would like to see you in the incident room right away.
All right.
Well, he did say it was urgent.
In a moment, Lovel.
Well, I'll tell him that, sir.
I suggest you pay this garage another visit, Ted. On a pretext, low-key. checking for stolen MOT certificates. Ask Rooney the favour of a look round.
I don't think he'll be too keen.
Well, use your charm. Take Carver with you.
And keep all this and Teague's name strictly to yourself. Brief Carver on a need-to-know basis. Okay, that's it.
Mom?
A word, Frank. Do you think Ted could be right?
About what?
Anybody on our own strength we should be looking at?
I'd say they're solid. I'll go the distance for any of them.
No, I thought it was the bailiffs when I seen the suits.
Business that bad?
Diabolical. Same for everyone these days. Except you lot, I suppose.
Yeah, we keep busy.
So, you want to see the MOT records then?
If you don't mind.
How do I use your loo?
Yeah, it's just out there in the yard. This is this month's. And the month previous. How far back do you want to go? I'll just check your mate hasn't lost his way.
Hmm?
Excuse me. You won't find any MOT certificates in here.
Is that motor style?
I'm afraid the public aren't allowed in here. Dangerous fumes, not good for your health.
Oh, that's fine, Mr. Rooney. You've been very helpful.
So, I get a clean bill of health, do I?
Spotless. We'll get off and let you get on with it.
Don't want to overstay our welcome, do we?
No.
Two respray jobs round the back could be iffy.
Right.
What was in the book?
Eh?
I thought you turned something up.
Did you?
Oh, come off it, Ted.
Get in.
You mustn't let Burnside wind you up. He's all wind and water.
Yeah, well, I don't go for his style.
Put it down to the generation gap, Chris. You're the future.
Oh, Sergeant Lovel, can you ring this number? It's about your car.
My car?
Mm-hmm.
I ran a check. There are 10 sea Lovels in the entire London postal area. There are only 2 Christophers.
Follow them all up, Ted.
Even if Lovel's name is in that book, all it proves is that he happens to have had his car MOT'd there.
Bit out of his way, isn't he? Rooney's garage.
Lovel doesn't have access to the kind of information that could have been leaked.
He was 3 years on the robbery squad before he paired up with Meadows at area.
He's still likely to be good drinking partners with them.
Not enough to hang him, but he looks favourite to me.
You shared this with anyone, Ted?
No.
Carver?
I came straight to you.
Did Rooney suspect your visit was anything more than routine?
He was a bit edgy.
They could do a runner.
Okay, we'll watch the garage round the clock. Teague might just come back. Let's not blow the opportunity of catching him.
Right.
And, Ted, don't discuss this other matter with anybody else.
No, Mom.
Lovel. That's a facer.
I don't believe it. Chris Lovel is not the type.
What does a bank copper look like?
Hang on, Frank. All we've got is his name in some receipt book.
Look, if this is kosher, we're not going to get any medals if we sit on our thumbs.
And what if we're wrong?
We can't ignore it.
I don't like the idea of going public.
We don't. We do it on a QT. Go to Meadows privately, tell him what we got. Well, he's his supervising officer. It's his baby. Let him rock it.
Yes, that would be the best option. But I don't think it can come from me, Frank.
I see.
Hello. You lot taking over the station then?
No, bit of privacy. Girlfriend.
Yeah? Frank, thought you'd gone over the edge.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Gov. Something came up.
Yeah, well, I'd appreciate 100% on this one. It is a murder inquiry. Right, Lovel's been sent a further forensic report, and I'd like you to go through it with him. You got a problem on that?
Can I talk to you, Jack? Off the record.
Yeah, sure. I'm listening.
We've had a number of armed robberies over the past 18 months. Banks, building societies.
Yeah?
Well, we reckon someone on our firm's been looking after their own interests.
On the take?
Yeah.
So have you got a name?
At the moment, the finger is pointing at Chris Lovel.
Now, that's an extremely serious allegation, Frank.
I'm not accusing the man, Gov.
And what are you doing then?
I just thought you should be put in the picture.
Oh, you're just giving me the gypsy's warning? Is that the idea?
Look, I know he's your bagman, Gov, and I can understand...
Don't patronise me, Frank. Just tell me what you've got, and it better be strong stuff.
I'm gonna be sick!
Not on my suit, you're not. Here, get hold of that. Oh.
Mike?
Hi, Jim.
Has Mike pulled in for the Hughes murder?
He's in the running. You, fancy a pint tonight?
No chance. I'm lumbered with this obbo.
Oh, what's that then?
Jim,
Yeah.
come on.
What did you say to him?
Nothing. Why?
Yeah.
So, let me understand this. Roach scribbles down a name in some backstreet garage, and suddenly the black spot's on Chris Lovel.
Well, I think there's a bit more to it than that, sir.
Well, what you've told me is at best extremely circumstantial, and at worst not much above malicious gossip.
Malicious?
Oh, come on, Frank. Chris Lovel rubs you and Roach up the wrong way. He always has.
There is nothing personal about this, Gov.
Well, there is to me. Do you think I could have a bagman for 3 years and not know him inside out?
I thought we had enough for me to come and see you, Gov.
Yeah, well, you've been to see me, and you've had your say.
You just gonna nod this, officer?
No, I'm going to do you the favour of forgetting this conversation ever took place. I'm doing my damnedest to crack a murder inquiry, which is what you're supposed to be doing.
I am, but I thought...
No, you're not. You're preoccupied with slagging off a damn good officer. Chris Lovel is as straight as a die.
Gov. Mike's brought in a body.
Tony Harmer. He pledged the old man's ring to a pawnbroker and signed for it with his own name.
Have you interviewed him?
He's a bit worse for drink, Gov.
Right, we'll pour some coffee down him and I'll come down in a minute.
All right.
You all right, Chris?
Sure. Why?
Rooney's Garage, Gatley Street. Immediate assistance required.
Okay, Ted.
Who's there?
Police. Get it! You got that? White Transit, Alpha 753, Juliet Lima Charlie.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah, fine.
What is this?
I think you've got some questions to answer, Mr. Rooney. Get him out of here.
Morning, Matthew.
Morning.
Where's the prisoner?
Inspector Burnside has him in interview room 2, Ma'am.
From now on, Rooney's custody record will be kept in my office, OK?
Right, Ma'am.
If anyone asks to see him, you let me know.
Yeah, what's going
Don't
on?
ask. When this comes to court, you're going to be well and truly stuffed, Alan. On one of those jobs, you blew away someone's liver. Knocked him up for life. The judge is going to love that.
It wasn't me.
You saying it was Teague?
It's only a matter of time before we pick up Teague. He's gonna sing, Alan. He'll bury you.
Look, can we talk business?
You offering to fatten our pockets, Alan?
Because we might have to do you for the bribery and corruption of a police officer as well, Mr. Rooney.
I wasn't offering nothing.
I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about the scrote who's been taking backhanders off you for the last 2 years.
We know a police officer has been marking your cards, Alan. Now, why don't you save yourself some grief and spell it out for us?
Well, you know so much you don't need me, do you?
Alan, you fancy spending the rest of your natural banged up?
What would I get out of this?
Not a lot. A word in the judge's ear about how cooperative you've been. So, for the record.
Yeah, all right. One of yours has been taking care of us.
What is this officer's name?
No good without a name, Alan.
Lovel. Sergeant Lovel.
All right. Don't believe me. It's all round the station.
George reckons someone's at you.
I ain't heard nothing. Yeah, well, you're the last to hear anything, Reg. That's why you're fed wet.
Here, Reg, you haven't done the Christmas money, have you?
Now, that is liable.
No slander, Reg.
No, it's liable to get him a fit, yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, tell him what Boyd reckon.
Well, first thing was, right, we had a prisoner in number 2 lockup, name of Rooney. Then Reed comes in, rubs his name off, chalks up Jones.
Why?
Well, Boyden reckons the only reckons the only reason that he's going to do that is because there's going to be trouble upstairs.
Rooney claims Lovel's been creaming something off the top for the past 3 years, Gov.
And how is Sergeant Lovel supposed to obtain this information he supplies them with?
Socialising with the robbery squad, listening to the gossip. He actually even made a phone call from this station yesterday, Gov. Advised Rooney to clear out.
Teague managed to evade arrest, sir.
And Rooney gave you Lovel's name. You didn't suggest it to him.
No way did I coach him, sir. You can listen to the tape.
I intend to.
Any further action, sir?
If MS-15 need contacting, I'll let you know, Kim.
Farmer, that's the lad Dashwood brought in legless yesterday, innit?
Yeah, that's him.
He's in here. Right, out you come, son. Come on. Tony Harmer. Take him through and you can sign for him.
Right.
Yeah, all right. One of yours has been taking care of us.
What is this officer's name?
No good without a name, Alan.
Lovel. Sergeant Lovel. Teague knew him up north when he was a beat bobby. He was copping off Teague even then.
Chief Superintendent Patch. MS-15.
He says he's got a licence, Sarge.
How about my 20 years?
Where is it?
At my mother's, in Wakefield.
And your insurance certificate?
Oh, I told him. She tore it to shreds.
Who did?
Lucy.
Your mother?
His dog.
It's a bitch.
Isn't it just? I'll give you another 48 hours to produce all your documents, Mr.
Bright, Sarge.
Excuse me, sir.
Hey, hold on a minute.
Who are they? MS-15, the firing squad.
Lovel!
I'm not going anywhere.
No, you're not.
I'm just getting some fresh air.
You're right. There is a bit of a nasty odour hanging about in there. Some people want to talk to you.
I regarded the allegations as spurious.
Spurious? You didn't think they merited closer examination?
It happened at a critical moment during a murder inquiry, so, well...
You chose to ignore it.
No, I'd say that with hindsight, I made an error of judgment.
Oh, yes. Apparently. One other matter. The receipt book Sergeant Roach discovered. On checking the vehicle that Lovel took into the garage, turns out not to be his.
Sir?
You're not aware that the vehicle was in fact yours, Superintendent?
What?
The car was registered in your name, Meadows. Can you explain that? Perhaps you and Lovel jointly own the car. Or was it a gift?
I remember. I loaned him it one weekend. He had sold his. I didn't need mine. And in return, he said he'd get it MOT'd through somebody who is a family friend.
Family friend? Another little error of judgment, eh? Hmm?
We, had a result, sir.
What?
The Hughes murder. The, Harmer kid coughed it. I'm sorry, Jack.
I trusted you! They're waiting for you, Sergeant. I owe you an apology.
Nah. They're gonna take him to pieces.
And me with him. He's really had me over, Frank.
Well, the worst they'll do to you is wrap your knuckles.
Don't you believe it? They're gonna throw the book at me on this one.
What's going on, Kim? Jack reckons he's gonna hang too.
It's in MS-15's hands, Frank. There's nothing we can do for him.
Well, we could have sorted him out of line before we had the goon squad crawling all over us.
Those days are gone. Meadows is one of the cloth. He can look after himself.
Seems to be what everybody else is doing.
You don't know the full picture. There's other evidence, Frank.
What evidence?
I'm not at liberty to discuss it.
Are you saying that Meadows was in on this with Lovel?
I'm saying... I don't know. But if I were you, I'd draw down and stay clear if you value your future prospects.
Oh, after all, that's what really matters, isn't it?
Hmm?
Keeping our skirts out of the mud as we climb further up the ladder.